video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to make this small and sweet 5.5-inch card using the centre from the JND499 notched frame die. So this die has the beautiful frame maker in there and the insert panels, and there are separate videos on YouTube showing you how to use those. But I always think it's important to note that these dies have some really beautiful panels in the middle that would actually survive as dies on their own. And we should think about using them that way, which is what I wanted to show you with this card. And this card, apart from the grey layer, everything is made using this die set. So the grey layer and the white card blank are made using the PCD136. But again, if you just used a square mat and put this on a square 5.5-inch card, 6-inch card, it would be absolutely perfect. And in this, I'm going to show you a little trick. So we need to start by cutting the blue section. So I've got here a piece of card, and this is from our deep blues colour section. And what I've done is I've cut this to 5.5 inches. And if I take out the die that's in there, you can see this just cuts in, doesn't cut out. So again, you could do this and cut it in and have a square card. But we want to have the notch corners, but of course there isn't a separate notch die in here, and you may not want to purchase the additional notch squares set. So you can actually use the frame maker itself just to give you the center panel. So what I'm going to do is literally just stick this down. So I'm going to tape that die down onto the piece of card, and as you can see, it's overhanging each of those sections. And it doesn't matter, it will not harm the die. So it won't harm the die, and it won't harm your machine or your plates at all. So I am going to run this one through so that you can actually see what it's like. But I will show you the piece that's completed first. So I'm popping this through my die cutting machine. But this is the panel that I'm going to get. Nice and simple, and it's really clean and easy. So if we take our piece out from our die machine, I can show you here that it doesn't make a difference to the machine or the plate. It may put a little bit of a stronger lining, doesn't matter, but it doesn't make a difference. So we end up with a scrap piece that you could use for another frame, and we end up with a beautiful piece, all cut with all of the detail, and everything is positioned in place. Simply then, all we need to do is to use exactly the same die. And what I would do for this is I could overhang the die again, or I place the whole die in, and then I can use the waste piece from the frame to stick behind to give me the perfect mat for this. So here I've got a piece that's already done and cut out, and here I've got that, and I simply need to adhere this straight away onto there. So I'm going to use some spray glue for speed, but you can use your craft mount, you can use your glue glaze or things like that. Really piece stuck down absolutely perfectly, no issues whatsoever. So all I need to do next is to take the next dies in the set, which would be the outside square and this little piece here, and just take that onto a scrap of white card. And you'll actually find, if I pull out, here we go. So if I pull out the piece I used, there's the frame. There's the panel that fits exactly at the back. And I can use the scrap piece from the side to cut these two pieces. So all I need to do is to take a long piece of tape, pick up that die, float over the outside line and tape it down. And I also need the smaller die in the set as well. So you see from this piece, you'll actually get this at least twice. So I'll run that through the machine, and that will then give me this beautiful frame here, which, as you can see, just works beautifully, and the little center. And what I'm going to do is I want this to float. So I'm going to take some foam tape, and I'm simply going to put some foam tape. I use 2mm foam tape, which people are probably fed up of hearing, but so it doesn't go too deep. So I take that and simply put that on, and by sticking it only there, the panel has stability in the way it was designed, so it floats on top. I can then take my little centre section and cut a little bit of foam tape for that. So again, just a couple of layers of 2mm foam tape on there. This is what I love about the mat. I should say that. I can stick my foam tape down and it will just come off every time on the silicone mat. So let's just pop that on there perfectly. And then what I've got here is, I've got a card blank that's been made using the press cut nesting dies. And then I've got the next layer in the set. So this is the next layer in the set of the press cut dies going down in grey. You could skip this layer if you're just using the die on its own, or you could put it onto a square card with a square guillotine cut layer. And you can see there, that's actually, I've used the wrong one, but it doesn't matter, we'll do it without. So, a little bit of glue on. I should have used the next one down rather than that one. So I'm going to place that on, and what I'm going to do is just slightly offset it, just give me a little bit of difference around one edge. And there we have a beautiful card done. And simply then, to decorate it, I've got a few cut in the same grey colour of the vine leaves. So I'm just going to pop those on in a couple of places, and then I've used the smaller flowers from the Zora flower. So just use the flowers from the centre just to keep it on so that everything is nice and small. So really simple and easy to do, and to make a little small card just using the dies that are in PCD 499, the notched floral frame. For more ideas, hints, tips and inspiration, why not visit the Crafting with John Next Door and Crafts 2 group, or have a look at John Next Door official page on Facebook.